Good evening, Todd Gordon here with your nightly business report. Cryptos are getting crushed. Here's the full report. No, just kidding. I'm just screwing around. All right. So let's talk about the drop in cryptos. We've been bearish on cryptos. I'm short. I'll show you my position. We are also just back from the Traders Expo, as I discussed in the live stream that we do every Wednesday morning from the Traders Expo in Vegas. So that was very fun. I'll kind of show you some of the pictures from the Vegas Expo. There was a ton of people there, number one. And number two, there was a lot of bearish sentiment in terms of the stock market. So I'll just show you here just a few pictures from my Twitter account there. I was lucky enough to be one of three keynotes, which was great. I started off, and then Ralph Alcampora, who's a legendary technical analyst, was next, did a great presentation. He was very bearish on the market. And then Tom Sosnoff was later also very bearish. So I noticed a lot of bearish sentiment. It was a full house. By the time I spoke, which is like 10 or 15 minutes from now, every seat was taken. There was people sitting in the aisles. There was a lot of concerns. It was interesting. So it was fun, and I just got back late. There's Debbie from Money Show. So I just got back late last night. All right. So let me flip over to the cryptos. As I said, I'm short. I'm going to be looking to add to my position for this wave 4 down. I think this is wave 4 that squares up against this wave 2 from 2014 and 15. This is the intermediate degree right there. So I believe we did 1, 2, 3, 4. So are we going to crash? No, I don't think so. I think it's a wave 4. And if you look at the percent change of wave 2, okay, and this is on a log scale, so Bitcoin went from 718 down to 157, so it lost $550 as a percent of wave 1, 80%, I'm just ballparking. Yeah, I guess that's a crash, but 80% relative to where we've come in terms of percent gain, it sounds huge, but if you're talking about probably tens of 1,000% gain, it's not that, it's not that big of a deal. And if you look at the chart on the semi-log scale, wave 4 could be just as low as like 4,400. This is the 100% relationship of 2 versus 4. Let's also do a 4v3 relationship. So 4v3, so we're only at a 23% relationship of 4v3. 38% would be down here at 3,097. Let me get that 4v2 back. So equality of 4v2 is at 4432. There's a really good wave 4 support zone from 6254 to 3,097. As we get off the weekly, okay, actually before we get off that, I do think, as I mentioned, once and if we find support down in this wave 4 zone, that's when you could see the rally that people were talking and looking for back here. Everyone's like, oh, Bitcoin 50,000. Maybe it's going to come from down around 4,000 or something like that. Then we rally up. It's just as soon as we've crushed all the hopes and souls of all the huge crypto bulls out there and people throw their hands in the air, which will happen on the psychological 5,000 break. That's just moving you down into support. So here's the daily, and here's what I'm looking at. It's super choppy, super complex. Alex, our lead crypto analyst, sent this to me, and I think it's a nice chart. It's just a huge, nasty triple combination, which is the most difficult Elliott wave correction in the land. It's W, X, Y, X, Z. So basically, it's a wave 3, it's a 3-wave ABC and W, connector X, another ABC and Y, connector X, a third and final A, triangle B, down in C, to complete Z, to complete 4, down around the 5,000 mark, okay? So I think that's kind of what's happening here as we get off the daily, down to the 3-hour. Not much happening. We just made a new low here. Let me pull this over. Let me get off. Okay, so here's the daily. We're doing A, triangle B, down in C, a 61% relationship of C versus A, which is typical post-triangle thrust, would be 52. So I can't tell you exactly where where the lows are gonna be, but 52 to 40. What did I say on the downside? 44.32. That's going to be the zone of support. As I mentioned, I am short. I just have 2 little futures contracts on here. Up a little bit of money, up $1,300 today. This guy, this November contract expires today, so I got to roll him over and go out to December, but up, $1,400 or whatever on the shorts in this, and I'll be looking to take profits down around probably that 52 for half, and then once we get into the 4s, I'll take the balance of that trade. So that's that. In fact, let me go back. Let me just show you Ethereum while we're here. ETH, if you look at the Bitcoin Ethereum rate, it's actually very weak. So I think Ethereum is actually weaker than Bitcoin. The way we have this right here, this is Ethereum Bitcoin. If you look at this chart, that's pretty weak. So Ethereum is actually underperforming Bitcoin, if you can believe it. So Ethereum is at 11% today. We're coming post-triangle thrust in Ethereum. Get you down to about 140 to 150, and then the lows should be met. So expect bearishness and sentiment to really gain here as we break the 5,000. But as I mentioned, as we're reporting, as your nightly news, bearish sentiment will reach an all-time high around 5,000. And I think that's probably the point where you start to buy them. Okay, guys, good luck. Hope that helps. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button on YouTube if you're watching. I do appreciate that. Also, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. 8:45 every Wednesday, we do our live webinar, and I believe I will be on CNBC Fast Money tomorrow to do the technicals. So be sure to tune in there, and good luck trading. See you guys. Take care.